Hello everybody and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Link's Awakening Switch, any percent, no Dungeon 2 Hinox Warp Tournament. Round 1, we got BubbleBass versus Reenium. Commentating for us, we have Kincaid1 and Nolan. Say hello everybody.
Hey.
I love how we both said, hello twice.
We'll just say the same thing the whole time.
Yeah. Anyways, Nolan, have you seen either of these people run before?
Yeah, so I caught Reenium's stream a week or so ago. Reenium was practicing for the tournament, presumably, because she was learning Genie Skip. So I've seen Reenium, I have not seen Bubble.
She was learning it. When I watched her once, and when I was watching her, I think she said she was gonna do it without Genie Skip because she was practicing without it. I didn't know she was gonna learn it.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we might see a Genie fight here.
Yeah. I've never seen BubbleBass run. I've known for the longest time that he runs the game, but I've never caught one of his streams.
Right.
So I don't know what to expect from him.
I don't either, and I think that's what's going to make this one interesting. And I can't call them new runners. I'm sure they've been running for, quite some time. But I not knowing their current stance and like what tricks they're comfortable with, what routes they're going to take, should make this a pretty interesting one. So I'm excited. Round 1, right? This is a round 1 race. Still.
I think so. Yeah, Reenium has not run yet. She did the commentary for the previous run.
Right. Cool.
I was impressed with that, by the way. Good job, because I never saw her run before that. I didn't even know she ran the game until like a week before the tournament when I saw her name on the listing.
Yeah, solid commentary. Also jumps. Yeah, it was a great race. That was a fun one between Lime and EDL.
Yeah, put on a real entertaining show that race.
Yeah, that's one thing that we could point out. This run has many instances that could go very wrong.
Many very unforgiving tricks. I saw BubbleBass practicing Simeal skip before the run. Very important because you could just lose like a whole minute if you miss that.
Yeah, but luckily you can retry that one, and it's reasonable. Some of these other ones, AK skip is a huge one. If you miss it,
that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. So we'll get started here by going to grab our sword that we clumsily forgot on the beach, or did
Marin and Terran were kind enough to take our dead corpse and our shield off the beach, but not the sword. They just left the sword. Didn't want to accidentally get a paper cut on it or something.
They could have robbed us. They're very nice.
Yeah, nice people here on the island. So I think there is something we should explain before anything, which is that both of the files for these players were created with an RNG manipulation. At the end of the run, there's a maze, and the path through the maze is random each time. And long story short, you can create your file in such a way that the path through the maze is a path that you've already memorized, and that cuts out like half the trading sequence for this game. And so both of our runners have done that. And so they're just going to go through the maze at the end already knowing what it is, as well as this one puzzle in D4, which is also affected by the RNG manip.
And what's interesting about that RNG manipulation is that there are different seeds that could potentially work for you. So you can kind of take your pick in what you want your final maze route to be, as well as your D4 pattern. I know some runners prefer a different D4 pattern than, I don't know what the usual seed is, which is 26, 24, 25 is kind of like the sweet spot.
The optimal seed it's like 70 something. I forget what it is, but I remember.
Oh yeah, I want to say EDL.
Yeah, I remember EDL.
Yeah, she uses it. So
BubbleBass getting hit by the keys here in the cave.
always good, always
Not too
good.
big a deal.
Yeah, this
No,
first section
no
is a
swag
lot
push
of
cancels on the rocks.
push cancels. Gross. Never once in my life. Yeah,
Oh,
gross. Not worth. Not
but the
worth.
swag.
Yeah, the swag, but
Oh,
if you
Reenium
get
did
it.
a weird little strat there where she turned back and got hit by the moblin to boost into the cave. I don't know if that was intentional or just a little bit of fumble fingers, but it looked kind of sick.
We'll go with intentional. That was sick.
Reenium grabbing the 50 in the cave here. BubbleBass opting not to.
Okay, so that lets us know. Bubble maybe grabbing rupees later in D2, possibly?
Oh, BubbleBass on 1 heart here. Not too big a deal because this game has a very interesting mechanic where if you're on 1 heart or less, anything that can drop hearts will just drop hearts with like an 80% chance. It's insane. You're never really at any risk of dying.
It really is
it's
insane.
nothing that you can kill or like destroy in the room.
Especially when you compare it to other Zelda games. It's so cheap.
Like
to
in the
just get free
original,
hearts.
I remember trying to cut a whole screen of grass for hearts. Like just getting health in the original is so hard because it doesn't care if you're on low health. But this one, there's really no such thing as like safety hearts. You just, if you're on low health, you just cut something and you get like 4 hearts.
Free hearts for everyone.
Both of our runners getting the magic powder here. You need this item to turn Terran back into a human rather than a raccoon, which will cause the fog in the woods to disappear for some reason. Don't question it.
Yeah, this first split here is very heavily dependent on just precise movement. Nothing too exciting on Enter D1. So it's just going to be which runner can have the cleanest movement and not die, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a death before D1.
Getting the tail key right here. This key is for the first dungeon. Gonna let both our runners in there. And the first dungeon is it's not too exciting. It follows in the same vein as this first split. It's a lot of very optimized movement, walking, but then after that, the run really starts to pick up. And
yeah.
First skip.
Yeah, for a while there. And I always like to remind people that this game is just over a year old now. It came out on the 20th last year.
First anniversary 6 days ago.
Yeah, so that's cool. So for a while, this run was very vanilla, I'd say, in the early part of the run.
For like the first 5 days.
Well, yes.
It just blew open. Ridiculous.
Yeah. It got crazy really fast, and then it kept getting crazy. And I'd say that it's been stable-ish for, I don't know, a couple months now.
Yeah.
So always something new to be researching and trying to figure out.
Did I tell you I had a dream a few days ago of like getting across the pit and getting the tail key early?
LAS streams.
I have these premonitions, man. They're real. I did something with a fox. I like stuttered on the seam of the pit, and then the fox hit me across.
It's a prophecy.
I tried it and it didn't work. But...
Hey, you got to try it. Yeah, I have had Link's Awakening dreams. Actually, about the D6 door frame.
The door frame.
I woke up and I was like, I know what to do. And I turned the game on, and it just, of course, it didn't work. But
I see it.
Yeah, the game is communicating to us through our dreams. I mean, that's on brand for the plot here. Spoilers, but
agents.
Yeah. Okay. Bubble making their way to the feather. This is a very key item for every single thing in this game. Allows us to jump.
The feather is not really broken. I wouldn't say any item in this game is really broken, but it's required for like every skip. It just enables brokenness, but it's not broken itself.
Yeah, it's just a gateway. It's a gateway drug to brokenness.
Yeah, it's a
Jumping in
shame.
a Zelda game is just kind of broken.
Yeah, just the ability to cross distance and like
Yeah.
not fall down. Also, BubbleBass not doing the cool swag single hit hard hat beetle strat. Neither is
Yeah.
Reenium. Don't know what to
Shame,
say
shame.
about that. Not off to a good start here, these rounds.
Looking rough. I don't know. Yeah, I saw Lime go for it. I guess EDL as well in the race, and I was happy. All right, so after we grab the Nightmare Key, coming up we have our first mini boss. Very ugly boss.
Good old rolling bones.
Good old rolling bones. Very standard. This game, in my opinion, does a pretty good job of teaching the player how to use the new item that you just got, or implementing that mechanic into a fight. And this one, at its core, is just jumping over an object so you can hurt a boss. So
It's one of the few mini bosses where the item is actually, well, not required, but it's suggested.
mm-hmm.
I think the dungeon design in Link's Awakening was pretty superb, especially compared to Link to the Past.
Yeah, I'm a fan as well.
BubbleBass having a little shaky fight here. One heart.
That
Probably
scared
gonna
me.
get there here.
Hopefully. Yeah,
Reenium
safe to
having a
figure.
rough time here too. Takes him out though, no problem.
That recoil off of the hit on those guys is
Trap.
really cool. I like it.
Yeah,
It looks cool.
I was playing around with that. I think there's like a super. I never timed it to see if it's faster, but if you jump and slash and hold away, you go like super far, like 3 or 2 tiles or something. It's probably not worth it because it's dangerous.
Right.
Moldorm
I
going
do-
down there on BubbleBass's side. Spin slash him twice and he dies.
One more slash for Reenium here.
Reenium almost missing it right there.
Oh, that's
Reenium
unfortunate.
fell down the pit.
So if you fall down the pit here, obviously time loss because you have to climb back up, and Moldorm resets. So
you
we
get
need
you get a complimentary 3-heart refill, bro. Loving that 3-heart refill. Ignore the gruesome hanged skeleton bodies down there, by the way.
Yeah, pretty dark. You hate to see it. Hopefully she'll be able to be careful here.
I haven't seen
It
someone
happens
fall
to the
down
best of
in a
us.
while.
Nice. There we go.
Moldorm, genuinely one of the hardest bosses in this game.
Honestly, though, like there are some bosses that are jokes compared to Moldorm.
Yeah, same goes for the originals too.
Yeah.
BubbleBass leaving the first dungeon here. Got the first instrument. Is it a cello or a violin? I haven't seen the English name in so long.
It is the full moon cello.
Right. Very small cello.
Yeah, so this game requires us to get all 8 instruments in order to enter the maze that we were talking about at the end, the egg maze. So you can't like skip around on the instruments. You actually have to get them. Whether or not you do the dungeon or even kill the boss is up to us, but you still have to get that instrument.
BubbleBass picking up the chicken right here for a very important reason that you will see soon. This chicken is vital to our mission.
I wonder if we'll
That's what the owl was just telling us there. You couldn't read it because it's in German, but he was telling us to go pick up the chicken.
Get the chicken and then get the rooster and you win. That's what he was saying. I wonder if we'll see any chicken AK skip strats.
Good like RNG right there, the starting position.
Very good.
And that is it.
There we go.
BubbleBass is on the trees now. And he'll be able to skip rescuing Bow Wow. Normally after the first dungeon, you have to go rescue Bow Wow, who's been kidnapped by the moblins.
Ooh, that scared me.
But instead we can just do this, and we don't need him to eat the plants outside the dungeon to get in.
Bubble down to 1 heart.
BubbleBass waiting for the fish there. Smart move. Generally, if you just jump slash, like it's impossible for anything to hit you, but if it's like right below you, it can be devastating. Good Stout Foster in there from BubbleBass.
Okay, Reenium setting up for the trick. Also getting decent RNG. Lining it up.
Yep, good.
Very good. Reenium's on. Yeah, so that trick is called like launch, and it's useful here. You can also use it later to get into D4 as a safety strat, but I think we'll probably see the traditional fox skip.
Yeah. The like shoots you upwards, and the chicken above you acts as sort of a curved ceiling, and so Link hits the ceiling and takes on the angle of the curve, and he goes backwards onto the trees. I'm interested to see if either of these two runners do a different D2 route.
Lime's saying they both do fox.
One of them could potentially not be going for Genie Skip. I don't know for sure, but one of them picked up the rupees in the cave, and the other didn't.
Lime saying that they both do the fox method for AK skip, and Sam was practicing before, so.
Yeah, I saw BubbleBass practicing it. BubbleBass and Sam are the same person?
Apparently.
Good
I think so, yes.
fight there, by the way. Worth mentioning, this is any percent, but it bans one trick, and the trick occurs in that Hinox room right there. You fall in the pit at the right time, and the Hinox throws you to the end of the dungeon, but only if he throws you right, which he has a 1 in 3 chance to do. It's purely RNG, and so for the enjoyment of this tournament, that trick is banned. Because
it's the right move, honestly. I'm glad that it was banned. Plus, we get to see Genie Skip, which is really cool. And
for just like personal runs, it's not that bad, but for a tournament setting, it could be very unfun.
Yeah. So this was the route before that Hinox warp. That Hinox warp with the
sword. I think BubbleBass is going to fight Genie. He's not dipping out a D2 after the bracelet.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting here.
Maybe 2 Genie fights. Not the most entertaining boss fight, but it's a boss fight.
Quite a non-boss.
Yeah, it's a strange fight. We'll see. Reenium might be going for Genie Skip. We'll see after this bracelet.
Let's see.
D2 casually, another very basic dungeon. There's not too many new mechanics. You get the bracelet so you can pick things up. But outside of that, it's kind of like D2 or D1 continued.
Yeah, in the actual any percent, it's a little crazy because you just skip most of the dungeon, but
right.
Casually, it's pretty much what you're seeing right now. And it seems that Reenium is also opting to fight Genie.
Okay, safer. A little slower, but safer.
Genie Skip, I guess I'll explain it since we're not going to see it. It's a skip you can perform in the boss room to skip the boss itself, but it requires the item from the next dungeon, the Pegasus boots. And so if you were going to do it, you would dip out of the dungeon after you get the bracelet and then go do the third dungeon and come back at the end of the game once you have the boots and skip the boss.
Kincaid, you found that trick, correct?
I did. Proud of that.
Unfortunate that all the cool tricks that we find do not make it into any percent in the long run.
Still in Hinox Warp, so no
That's
Hinox
true.
Warp. I'm proud of Genie Skip. I just wailed on this guy's pot for like a whole month by myself until eventually it just gave out, and I ended up on the other side of the door.
You were trying on the left door, correct? At first? I'm so glad that you tried the bottom one at some point.
Who would know that if you go out of the room, then you walk back in, he just doesn't...
He's just done.
Won't fight you.
I mean, he's there, but he won't fight you. And luckily the door to the instrument room is open.
So this is the Genie fight in progress here. Oh, Reenium not doing the quick jump there.
That jump is actually possible in the original LADX, and so it's cool that we can do it in this game too.
Yeah. There are a good couple things in the originals that are still possible in this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, BubbleBass missing a bunch of hits on Genie there.
Might see a 3-cycle.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So this,
throw Genie's pot against the wall 3 times, and then you gotta kill him.
and then you have to listen to him talk nonstop. He won't shut up. It's kind of the joke of this boss fight. It's a gimmick fight, honestly.
I will say the bosses in this game have personality because every single one of them talk to you directly, like either before or during or after the fight. It's really unique.
True. Yep.
I've always liked that.
All right. We have the conch horn here. And next up, we'll be doing another pretty major skip to get into D3. So stay tuned for that. See if Reenium can get the 2-cycle on this fight. So the idea is to eat this fireball to get the quickest possible hits onto Genie. But
you don't have to tank the fireball. It's just
right.
Otherwise, it homes in on you and it can disrupt you.
Yeah, like if you don't want to take damage, you have to kite it, kind of.
BubbleBass getting the 50 in D2. Now he's leaving for real. Doing the quick rock. Nice. Big advocate of the quick rock here.
I believe we're calling that Reenium rock now. Is that what I heard from the last race?
I don't know who discovered it, but it was not her. I can confirm that.
No, I don't know if it was even worth discovering. I noticed it, but I don't know how to consistently get it.
All right. BubbleBass getting the low price for Tracy's medicine. This is Crazy Tracy. She sells you medicine that revives you when you die. And she can sell you for 28 or 42, and which she sells for is determined on your kill count. I don't know if BubbleBass was counting or if he just got lucky, but either way, he still would have been able to buy it even for the high price, and then go get bombs. Heading to the shop right here. We're gonna do some shopping or lack thereof. Only gonna buy one thing, pretty much.
Counting kills is obnoxious. I think most runners nowadays just kind of hope they get the lower price.
Yeah, you can take the 20 and the 50 in D2, but it's just lower.
Yep.
Messing up the steel right there on the shovel. No problem though, gets a second try.
Reenium also getting the 28 purchase.
Nice.
Back in the day, when we fought the boss of Dungeon 5, we needed Piece of Power for that fight to not be the worst thing in the world. Yeah. And counting kills that long in the run is seriously a pain. I was using an app on my phone.
To explain, Piece of Power drops after, I think it's 32 kills plus your max parts. And so you would have to count your amount of kills to make sure it drops at the right time so that you would get it in time to have it for the boss and kill the boss quickly.
Okay, Villa Skip coming up here. BubbleBass setting up for two delays. No, made it.
Good. Taking his time.
Very nice.
Here. All right, he's on the trees.
Cool.
Gets jump. All right.
So Villa Skip basically allows us to skip a huge portion of the casual playthrough, which is collecting all of the golden leaves in Canalit Castle just to get access to this area that BubbleBass is now in. So we just
about the first half of the trading sequence as well, because normally to get into Canalit Castle, you need to get up to the bananas to give to the monkeys.
Right. So it's a very huge skip, one of the bigger ones, I'd say. Oh no, Reenie teleporting. Just going to be put back right there at the warp.
She was getting the auto save.
Interesting.
So
okay.
She can reload. Smart.
Oh, okay. It never occurred to me to do that. I believe that was a little late.
Yeah, she knows.
I'm gonna try anyway.
This skip combined with the RNG manip cuts out the whole trading sequence because you don't need the trading items to get into Canalit, and then you don't need the trading items after that to learn the egg maze path.
All right, Bubble entering Dungeon 3. Key
I've
cavern.
always found it funny how similar Villa Skip in this game is to in the originals, because you come from like the same direction above near those trees, and you
That's
just drop
true.
in on the plants.
I never thought about that. We used to have an alternate method of Villa Skip that
Oh,
used... Yeah, that was
Reenium was
unfortunate.
not fast enough there.
It used Tracy boosting, which you'll see later for AK skip, so we'll explain it then. But this method is just better.
Yeah, it's cool. It's faster. I like it.
Yeah, it's very cool. Walking on enemies vertically is a really
Yeah.
cool glitch. Nice getting
Oh,
on top
all
of the
right,
tree
Reenium
here.
got it. Just don't miss this 2-tile tree jump now. It's a nasty jump.
Yay,
All right, nice.
we're in there.
Yeah, the pincer's body is fully solid. It's a series of solid circle segments, and you just walk on it. There are very few things in this game which are completely solid and physics affected, but the things that are very useful and very broken.
Very
We'll
broken.
see later as well.
Acorn trolling Bubble there.
Look at the acorn there. Oh, get Joe.
So, along with Piece of Power, there's another drop that you can get in this game called Guardian Acorn that increases your defense, and it's very useless for
It
a
drops
speedrun.
after you get, I think, 14 kills in a row without taking damage. The game is like,
12
hey,
or 14.
you've done such a good job not taking damage. Here's something that makes you take half as much damage.
But it's not going to speed you up like Piece of Power, so
Yeah,
have fun.
Piece of Power gives you a speed boost. If that was
Yeah.
Piece of Power instead, it might not be so bad, but...
But in this fight, a Piece of Power would be wasted because...
these Dodongo snakes are messing them up here. BubbleBass. Reenium is in the dungeon now. All caught up.
That was a good room. Good
Yeah.
RNG on the enemy spawns there.
Bombites are cool. Pretty cool enemy. One of my favorite enemies.
Didn't you do
They're
like
only in
a
this
week's worth of research on them?
Dude, the
Just to find
bombites are so screwed up. They have so many weird properties. Pro tip, don't use the boots in the green bombite room or else they'll deactivate. Don't know why.
Wait, really?
Yeah, if you trigger them, if you like make them start counting down and you use the boots, they'll revert back.
Oh, what? That's weird. This room right here?
Here, yeah, these are the green bombites. You can get a triple kill in this room, kill all 3 of them. I've seen it. There's a clip of it.
I bet
think,
that also depends on RNG though, huh?
Yeah, they have to move like perfectly.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It'd be cool if you could do it every time. I want to see that. Nice room there for Bubble.
We should mention with all these bombs, this game is pretty harsh when it comes to bomb and arrow drops. Like in A Link to the Past, you can just kill enemies or break pots and you'll get like 5 or 10 bombs or arrows. That is not the case in this game. You break a pot, you'll get like 1 bomb. And enemies do not randomly drop bombs or arrows, except for one single enemy. There's one enemy that drops bombs, and it's only when you kill it with bombs, which are the bombites in here. There's one enemy that drops arrows, and then there's one enemy that drops bombs and arrows. So
And
the
you're probably...
item count is very tight in this run.
Yes, so you're probably going to see both runners pick up some extra bombs in the pots at the entrance of this dungeon. I believe Bubble grabbed one already. He mistakenly went to the right there instead of grabbing the rupee.
Getting 300 rupees. We're going to need that for much later in the run. We have to pay 300
Worst
rupees.
song.
Oh, come on. No.
What would you say the worst song is? Are you serious?
Mambo.
Really? You're in that camp?
The backup singers kill it, like, and not in a good way.
Oh wow! I did not know
Frog
that
song
you...
is the best for its implications, man. It needs everything.
The implications.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how I feel about you now, Kincaid.
Oh, come
That's
on.
how I judge character.
Early rooster.
Yeah, that's true. That's
blame
true.
me?
I can't blame you. All right. So the whole like gimmick for This dungeon, by the way, it's
Key
called Key
Cavern.
Cavern, is just getting keys. Very creative. So Bubbles now has all the keys needed to get through this block
Can
puzzle.
unlock all 4 of these key blocks. That's sort of the centerpiece of this main room. Now he's off to the boss here after the short side scrolling.
That was swaggy. Yeah, Reenium gonna need to do some catch up here after the Villa skip. But like we said before, there are many opportunities to catch up.
Right after this dungeon.
Yes, there are several tricks that if BubbleBass messes up, all of a sudden Reenium is back in this. So.
Stelfoss being a little mean to Reenium here.
2, 3,
well, on the
4.
other hand here, you got Slime Eye or Gigazol in the German localization.
I prefer Gigazol. Oof, not getting the kill on the first one here.
That shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go, yep. You can get a 1 cycle on that boss without Piece of Power. It's just really difficult, and he needs to move in a certain way and not jump early.
I love that early kill, though, or that 1 cycle. Yeah. It's awesome.
With Piece of Power, it's a bit easier because you run faster.
Yeah.
But without it, it's really tight. It's really tight.
Nixon Glocken. I never read the German version of that bell.
I imagine it's like Glockenspiel.
I wouldn't know. I'm not very smart when it comes to anything other than English.
The German instrument names are kind of interesting because some of them are based on like I don't know what you'd call it, like sea mythology, like Triton's horn.
Right. That's kind of cool, though.
Is named after Poseidon as well. And then the thunder drum at the end, I remember that one. That's called the octopus trommel.
Trommel. Yep. I think it's awesome that German is the fastest language for this game.
Yeah, German localization team on their A game. You can instantly mash and skip through the text boxes in this game. So all that matters is which version has the least amount of text boxes, and it's German because they just condense the text. Like you just saw it there, but you might not have realized at the end of a dungeon there's that white screen. In most versions, it's 2 screens of text, but in German it's only 1. And for some reason, it's also justified left. I don't know why, but yeah, that's the main time save.
Reenium, I'm gonna start this Gigazol fight here. Let's see if we can get a.
Just got the seashell warp there. We're gonna need that for later. Or detour to make the game faster later. Going into the Dream Shrine now. Ooh, Slime Eye.
Reenium in a similar situation as Bubble in his fight.
According to EDL, Nyx is the German goddess of the night, and the rest means small bill. Interesting.
Good to know. That's cool. I like that.
German localization team. Cool.
Looking out for speedrunners.
Getting the ocarina now on BubbleBass's side. Dreaming inside a dream.
Yeah, what? Inception
Spoilers,
ocarina?
by the way. This game is all a dream. Sorry about that.
Always
you would have figured it out at the end anyways.
That was a clean Dream Shrine.
Oh, Greek, he meant Greek, not German.
Alright, now we're getting... it's not worst or best song.
Shout out to the German translation Cuteman in the originals, by the way. Really raunchy lines there.
Yeah. There's a couple of those throughout.
Learning the first song from this total stranger girl that we're never gonna see again in the whole run. She just says hi to us at the start, and then we learn this pretty song, and then we never talk to her again. Oh well.
She also has an animal cult following her.
Yeah.
There's a fun fact. Alright, Reenium playing some catch up here. Gonna go get that warp and then head to Dream Shrine for Ocarina.
Meanwhile, BubbleBass is gonna start the long and arduous trek to the Angler Keyhole, bringing his trusty companion Fox. I saw that Reenium almost dashed straight into the phone booth. That
would have been a first. Okay, yep, Bubble heading to the dungeon for Keyhole, and we're gonna get in there by some
Or
unnatural means.
mythology discussion in chat. Mighty Mooncheese says Nyx or Nyx, I don't know how you say that, is a water spirit, and Glockenshin means little bell. What is the truth? You may never know.
We'll
unless
never
you
know.
get sort of
Learn something every day.
German mythology expert in here.
You learn something with Link's
BubbleBass
Awakening
did
speedrun.
pretty good so far. Got the fox up the ladder flawlessly. Got to use a bomb to make the fox attack towards you up the ladder, and he can make the jump.
This trick right here is quite scary, especially in a race, because if you mess it up, you cannot retry it unless you reload and do this all over again.
It's like a minute 30 time loss.
Yeah, Fox resets
Not
to
as big as I
the
expected. I expect like 2 minutes, but
yeah, it's a reset point for sure if you're just running.
So this skip, by the way, that is in progress. This skips a huge portion of the game, something like 3-4 minutes, maybe even 5. It's been so long, I forget. It skips
a boss.
Yeah, it skips having to go to Animal Village to talk to the walrus, which puts Marin on the beach, so you can go on the beach date. Then you have to go back and wake up the walrus and fight Lanmola and get the angler key and put it in the keyhole over here. And then you can't even enter the dungeon. You need to go back and go in a cave and go up to the top of the mountain and then jump down to the dungeon. All because there's a waterfall blocking a path at the top, and putting the key in removes the waterfall.
But it's not blocking it at the bottom.
Yeah, you can just...
Oof.
Okay.
You
can retry.
So the fox there doing the damage instead of the bomb to bubble.
Back here.
So you want the bomb to kill you in midair so that fox can push you. Just like that.
Nice.
So now we're standing on top of the keyhole, and you can conveniently just walk straight through that waterfall to get into D4.
So
Beautiful.
When you jump normally, you gain virtually no height. You gain a very small amount of height, but it's not at all what the visual would have you believe. But if you die in the air, your collision kind of snaps up to your dead body. And so you die above the fox, and now you're like a whole tile in the air. But you can't move when you're dead, so you need the fox to give you a little push, and he slides you right onto the keyhole. In the 4th dungeon now. Honestly, this is my favorite dungeon recently.
Really?
Yeah, with
Why?
the advent of the double key skip.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
I like all the water too. It has a lot of water. The only dungeon with deep water other than this is the next. Ooh, nuke arrow glitch right there. Rare sighting on BubbleBass's side.
You can replicate it though. If you move as soon as you shoot, it'll happen.
Yeah, sometimes when you shoot the crack block with a bomb arrow, it will create a massive explosion, which damages only. That is the nuke arrow glitch.
All right, Bubble setting up for D4 double key skip with a bomb jump. This is a very cool setup.
Yeah. In the originals, you can just very casually make this jump because you move faster in the air when you're jumping diagonally due to an oversight. But in this game, you need a little extra push to get over there. You can almost make it without the bomb, but the main reason why you need the bomb is because if you land anywhere on a pit while you're dash jumping, you'll just fall in. And so you need to take damage to get out of the dash jump state in midair, so you won't just fall in the pit.
Reenium taking the time here to line up perfectly until she's comfortable with Fox.
Oh,
right.
BubbleBass getting the heart in the pot right there.
You hate to see it. It's unfortunate.
Meanwhile, BubbleBass is fighting Cue Ball here. Pretty difficult mini boss because his armor on his face is just huge.
Yeah, the quick kill is much easier than fighting this boss casually. That fake armor. So Reenium now on the long trek back to Angler Keyhole to try and do this trick again.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Angler Key Skip is not considered to be as hard as it was like back in the day when it was first found. It's still pretty difficult and precise trick. Like the timing that you have to slash the fox and then die at.
Yeah. Everyone has their own method of counting. People count red flashes. I personally like the blue flash counts. But it's you can practice it on the sign in Mabe Village.
Yeah, BubbleBass was doing that before.
Yeah.
And,
That's a quick way to practice.
As he's getting Mambo here, you might have noticed that he just left the dungeon without completing it. That is because if you complete the fourth dungeon, once you go south of a certain point on the map, the ghost, will spawn and start following you, and you cannot enter any dungeons while he's following you. You have to take him to his house and then to his grave to put him finally to rest, and that takes like 2 or 3 minutes or something.
We're so mean,
like
not helping that ghost.
It's like a skip, but it doesn't even have a name. It's just like ghost skip. You just leave the dungeon early and you never do the ghosts.
Yeah, it's just like, don't do it.
It actually saves like a huge amount of time.
You do get to help the ghost in 100% though. Cry every time.
That was Mambo, or BubbleBass just got. Manbo's Mambo lets you warp to any point on the map, in addition to his special pond warp point, which we never ever use, because they have the Dampy Hut warp point in this game, which is positioned way better.
Reenium not liking the position of the fox right there. I agree with that reset. It's better to be safe.
Here. Let's see if she can get it.
So this lining up is not required. It's not mandatory to have the fox in a very precise position. But Reenium feeling more comfortable.
Yeah. When I first got AK skip, I discovered it, by the way. Just want to mention that. My position was like awful. I don't know how I ever got it. I got it like third try, and then everyone else couldn't get it for like 2 hours.
This moblin is stressing me out with those spears.
Meanwhile, the room known only as D5 room is giving BubbleBass a run for his money here.
Reenium failing AK skip again.
Getting the pop positioned right on the Helmosaur, bonking. Real lovely room here, just all sorts of fun things happening.
Reenium gonna try this a third time. Again, let's see if BubbleBass, let's say, has some issues with hookshot rocket, which is gonna happen in this dungeon.
Time skip.
Yep, then Reenium has a chance here to catch up. It's not the only point, there are other places. I low-key love D5. I think it's an excellent dungeon. I just hate that it's locked behind 4 boss fights that are the exact same.
Yeah, D5 casually is very great, I think.
Yeah.
And there's also like a lot of little tiny like swag and micro skips you can do. Like you can get a key that you're supposed to get with the hook shot, but you can just use the boots instead.
Yeah.
You can also interesting. So Master Stalfos here is not the true boss of the mini dungeon. The true boss is this true mini boss is this enemy which you are never going to see. These twin gomas.
Oh yeah.
And it is intended that they are optional. You can literally just not fight them if you so please. That is 100% intended. There's like a block you can push to just skip them. You just push a block and you can skip them completely.
I don't know if I've ever fought the comas, like ever.
I fought them casually just for completion's sake, but I checked if you could still skip them, and I was like, oh yeah.
All right, so Reenium going to go for a third try here. The nerves are real. Again, this is a very difficult trick.
BubbleBass picking up the spare bombs there, by the way.
Looks like we're gonna have a
10 and D5. Oh.
Would you go for the like launch at this point if it was you?
I mean, if you're practiced on it, sure, but I don't even know if Reenium has ever practiced it.
It's a good point. It's good to have in your back pocket, I guess, for a race maybe, but I mean, if you know the Fox method, there's no reason to learn it, I guess.
Yeah. It's a bit slower, but it's generally a lot safer.
Yeah, and you can retry it, which is nice.
BubbleBass having a fun time with these pits here. Fun fact.
This is an annoying room. I've always hated this room.
I think it's fine. You just jump left and you dash up the left. And this room right here that he's in right now, this is like one of my favorite rooms in the game. The execution is just so awesome. Like the spark is like a timer, and you complete the whole room just in time to jump over him right before he gets to you. It's so cool looking.
In that previous room, you can actually, if you go on the left side, it's safer and faster. And if you jump slash to the right, you can bank off of the stealth shield.
Go through the screen transition. Most people I see just take the hit. I don't recommend that. Not swag.
Not swag at all.
Probably always fast, but and it also prevents acorn, but not swag. BubbleBass making a safety save here, coming up to a very potentially punishing trick that skips the latter half of the dungeon and the boss, using our good friend Master Stalfos, who you have seen.
I didn't notice, but did either runner clear out all the saves on their profile? Because remember, TGH found out that you have faster menus.
Yeah, weird quirk that was discovered recently. If you have no other saves, if you just have only one save, then for some reason the menu, the inventory is just faster. And it's so dumb. It's potentially even faster if your only save file is file 1.
Reenium getting AK skip. Let's go. And BubbleBass getting hookshot right. Nice.
Slimy skip here.
Very nice.
And there's the instrument.
All right, D5. Just going to grab the hookshot now because we used the hookshot to get on the wall, to skip the boss, to get straight to the instrument room. A lot happened there, but the hookshot is still in that room, or rather it's on the wall, or no, it's in the room. So we have to go back in and grab it.
Yeah, it's a pretty wacky skip. How it works, no one really knows. Not even I know. I'm the one that found it. But I think it's that because when you lift up an object, your collision gets like extended by it. Like you can't walk through a door when you're holding an object. And I think it's something like you clip into the hookshot, which tries to force itself out, but because you're clipped into it, it like carries you up.
It's too bad more items don't drop that way. Most items are found in chests.
There's a few items in the game that belong to that class, I guess, of like solid physics objects that drop in a specific way.
Angler key being one of them, yeah.
Yeah, you can do some wacky stuff in the overworld with the slime key and angler key and go flying off into the sky, but nothing useful, unfortunately.
It looks funny though.
Yeah, BubbleBass just got the hook shot there.
Okay, Reenium first try.
Clean double key skip right there.
That was sick.
And missing jump.
It's okay. We got first try double key. That's always hype. Let's see if Reenium can get the quick kill on cue ball.
BubbleBass had to go in and yeah, I was gonna say, what's the you don't need to take that staircase.
Oh well.
BubbleBass had to go back in and get the hook shot because if you use it to do the skip, you can't grab it. If you were on top of it, you could grab it as you're flying, but you're beneath it, so you can't. So you just need to take a short little dip back in, like 45 seconds or something, just pick up the hook shot.
I don't know if we mentioned earlier, but there's a really cool quick kill on cue ball where if you do some spin slashes to lock him in the corner, walk away, and then shoot an arrow at his butt, and then go back and slash him, spin slash and slash him again. You can quick kill him. It's really sick.
It's a tough kill, though. I don't blame him for not being practiced on it. By the way, BubbleBass 2 hearts and Armos maze. Don't touch any of the Armos on 2 hearts, or you will instantly die.
I'm nervous, man. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, the pop.
Ooh, just in time to do nothing.
Yeah. Pop also not coming in handy for this boss. This is a very strange boss here. It requires arrows and spin slashing. Those are the only 2 things that damage it.
Personally, I love how Armos Knight looks in this game. He looks exactly as I always envisioned him on the Game Boy. but he has insane, weird, like jank iframes in this game
Yeah.
while he's
So
jumping and while he's coming down from the jump. And the fight, like I've watched people casually fight him and they get confused about how to damage him because the iframes just
yeah.
make it so unclear, like what damages him and when you can damage him.
And the game's taught you so far, like, I don't know, slash your sword, but you have to spin slash or use arrows. It's
Yeah.
awkward, but honestly, I still think
Using
it's kind
the
of a
arrows
throwback.
is so using the arrows for the whole fight is actually difficult because like you have to go under him and then shoot him after the
Yeah,
iframes wear off, but before he turns around, it's like actually tight. It's weird.
I'm still not convinced that there's not a faster kill on him, but I mean, I haven't messed with
Shout
it.
out to the blue Armos, by the way. The blue Armos, only blue Armos in the game. It covers the entrance to the 6th dungeon right here.
It's gonna end up being the key to early rooster.
Yeah.
Our last hope, the
Carry
blue
the
Armos.
blue Armos to the well on the other
Blue-
side of the map.
Blue Armos for Prez. All right, Dungeon 6.
Yeah.
Many people's
Most-
favorite dungeon because of the music.
The music and the execution. There's a lot of cool bomb arrow usage and a lot of just things you have to do in this dungeon. It's probably like the dungeon that we play the most of, besides the first dungeon.
You mean like in terms of just completing it normally? Or like
Yeah.
seeing the most of it? Yeah, that's true.
Having some trouble with the mask mimic here. Tricky enemy. They copy your movement. Oh, not standing on the switch tile. Oh, they can't put input that diagonal.
It's kind of a tricky angle.
Can't do that in the original because you can't face diagonally. You have to use bombs in that room. This room, not a fan of this room in the remake because in the original it looks like a running man holding 2 torches because the elephant head is like 2 tiles, but in this game the elephant head is just vertical, so it doesn't really look like a head.
Interesting issue that you have there with that room. I never
It
thought about that.
ruins symbolism, but you know, it's whatever.
Get the triple kill with that bomb arrow. It's always hype.
Nice. Here is the second most useless item in the game, the level 2 bracelet. It lets you specifically pick up the elephant statues and push aside the rooster statue in Maid Village. It does nothing else. I was hoping that in the remake they would make it like pick up level 1 objects faster, like rocks and plants and stuff, but they didn't.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because in the remake they did give the mirror shield, which was the most useless item, more functionality. It actually deflects projectiles in this game, unlike the originals.
You couldn't convince Grezzo to make the LT bracelet do that in the board
Yeah,
meetings?
I got shot down by the big wigs.
Yeah,
You know
it
how
happens.
is.
Yeah.
Just proposed it, at our annual board meeting, and it was met with total crickets.
Ooh, a little too far to the left there for
Ooh,
BubbleBass on that quick kill.
Missing quick kill.
TGH just discovered a new strat for this room.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if the fairy, that's what those things are called, right? What are those things called?
Anti-fairy.
Anti-fairies. If the anti-fairy goes to the bottom left instead of the bottom right, when you enter that room, you can't do the bomb arrow that BubbleBass just went for. However, TGH found a position that works, and it's really cool looking.
Yeah, you can shield the anti-fairy to make it bounce back if it moves either direction left. Ooh, BubbleBass falling off the wall, by the way.
We can do some surfing here.
Yeah, D6 wall ride, surf_face shrine.
Fun
This
fact
is-
about this trick.
Yeah, this is a funny story behind it. Go ahead. Nolan.
Some person, like early in the game, I want to say the first week,
No,
posted.
it was. Oh, no, go on.
I don't know when it was. Pretty early. It posted this trick. Oh, that was weird. I surfed on the wall and got over there.
It was during November, I remember.
Yes,
it was
yes.
like everyone was talking about D7. We were like in the middle of some intense D7 science, and this guy came in and he was like, "Hey, why aren't you guys doing this? I just watched the speed run. Like, why don't you guys do this?"
Well,
And
no, they were like,
was,
I don't know if
it was
it's
that
useful.
wall ride, and it's this wall ride that saves like a whole minute, It's just such a simple trick, saving a whole minute, and he assumed that the speedrunners had already found it.
It was one of those things where people say, I'm not sure if this is useful, but, and then they link it, and then everyone's always like, yeah, that's not useful, or yeah, we knew that. But in this case, we were all like, holy hell, what,
Yeah,
what is
he
that?
found it during like the first week, and he just never showed anyone because he assumed we
So
had
funny,
already
man.
found it. And he comes in like 2 months later and just drops it. There's the boss key, by the way. You have to throw a pot at that chest to open it. Fun little random puzzle, non-puzzle. It's the only chest in the game where you have to do that.
Yeah, I don't love
Kind of
that.
weird.
Yeah, there's no clue. Or, I mean, I guess there is a clue. The owl tells you,
The
but
owl
still,
tells you. It's just a
still,
weird puzzle.
no one does
Like
the owl.
I get this whole dungeon has a lot of pot doors you have to throw the elephant statues at, which I don't think we throw an elephant statue at a single door in this room. We throw a pot at a door, but not an elephant statue. Fun fact,
Right.
there's actually, because of that wall ride earlier, there's actually a route you can do in this dungeon that skips the level 2 bracelet entirely. You don't have to use it at all.
Reenium setting up for hookshot rocket here. Got to
Yeah.
get Master Stalfos in the corner as far as possible.
Just having fun jumping off this ledge, just going up and down the slide here.
I saw Reenium practicing this the other day.
Mhm.
A little late. Oh,
Nice, nice, nice.
incorrected. That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
that looked a little late to me too, but I guess it's still in the window.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you
Okay,
gotta
first
pick up
try.
the bomb at a certain time.
Reenie needed that. That's very good. Very good.
Any pop? Nope, no smasher. Pop for BubbleBass. BubbleBass getting the medicine, by the way. There's medicine in that chest that he just got, and we're gonna need that later. This is Smasher.
Oh,
Not getting
rip.
the early ball.
F's in chat for not getting early ball.
Yeah, you can pick up the ball before Smasher if you're fast. If you have a piece of power, you move faster, so it's easier, but you don't need it.
It is
But,
hard to
you
do.
can get it there.
Oh,
Poor
I like that
Smasher.
hookshot grab on the ferry. Yeah, it's very good that Reenie got that first try.
Yeah.
Okay, BubbleBass headed to this dungeon's boss. Best boss.
Yep, best boss in the game. Got a real makeover in this game.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I have never seen that strat in that room.
The strat where you jump out into the center.
Yeah.
You haven't? That's like the
No.
fastest way to do that room. I don't know why more people don't do it. Because
Whoa.
all the
Yeah.
jump at you into the pit.
I dashed down and then dash left and then dash right. That was
That's disgusting. I hate seeing that.
dang. Okay. Well,
Here's Facade.
learned something. Lime strat. Hey, look at Lime. Citrusy strats. Gotta love it. All right, let's see.
Lime strat?
I don't know. Is anything Lime
Everything
strat?
is a lime strat, isn't it?
Everything.
So normally for Facade, you're just supposed to put bombs on his face, but this is a 3D game, and so you can bomb arrow these flying tiles as they go near him, and it's super cool
Ooh.
and fun.
Ooh. Wasting some arrows.
Ooh, falling in the pit.
You can also bomb arrow off of the
Hardest boss in the game, easily, in the run at least. Not
You don't like seeing those wasted bombs.
Yeah, after the third hit, he starts moving around the room randomly, like this.
I'm worried about that bomb count.
Yeah, he starts moving around the room randomly, and you can always hit him with the tiles, the bomb arrow. You can always hit the bomb arrow on the tile, regardless of where he goes. Which I like personally. It's like RNG, but it's not win or lose, like binary RNG. You can always react to it and hit him.
Reenie. Yeah. I was literally about to say getting that pop is scary because it makes you go faster, which means that it's easier to get hit by those Stalfo or the Armos.
Going head on into that Armos there. Hey, 5 hearts now though.
Yeah, luckily that respawn was like right there. Headed to get the D6 key.
Cool boss.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of personality. I like him. The only thing I don't like is that he has a visible shadow, which I don't get because he's supposed to be part of the floor. Like the pits he spawns are just textures, but they look really convincing. I don't know why they didn't do the same for him.
Again, you should have convinced the board members to do that.
I
Failed us.
I did what I could, man. What can I say?
I know. I trust you. I trust you.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
My ideas are not the most popular among the Rezo office.
Yeah. All right. So now the run is about to get
To the
wonky.
much reputed sign maze.
I wish we didn't have to do it, man.
I mean, I wish we did it, but not in this
Right.
way, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Getting into sign maze early is so
Yeah.
sick.
Dude, early sign maze. So we're doing this for one purpose, well, two purposes, but the main purpose that you're gonna see coming up is to get the rooster. We're gonna be learning the frog song from Mamu or Wart. In the sign maze here, you have to do this fun little game where you have to read the signs in order. You have to follow the directions, and then he reveals himself, and you can pay 300 rupees. That's what the 300 rupees we got earlier before. You can pay 300 rupees, and he teaches you the frog song. So that's why we're in here right now.
Yeah, and we'll need that song in order to do two things. One, we need to wake up the rooster, which is vital to the speed run for reasons that you will see later. And also to enter D8, you have to wake up the turtle to fight the Turtle Rock.
You have to wake up Turtle Rock and then kill Turtle Rock to enter Turtle Rock.
Yo, dog. Heard you like Turtle Rock. I love that fight, though, honestly. I think it's so good.
Yeah, the Turtle Rock fight is, hey, we you know, talking about the tier list a while back, easily like S tier.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Reenie entering D6 on half a heart. I am okay. I'm no longer nervous, but that's why I was nervous. Luckily, she didn't get too far in the dungeon, so she'll just be able to start again with 5 hearts. Yeah, F. You hate to see it. Okay, now that our song is done, we can focus.
This is the very same Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2, by the way. It's literally the same character. Yeah. Which is fitting because both those games, both that game and this game, are a dream. So in this game, he's not a bad guy. He's just on tour with his buddies.
He's misunderstood. Yeah, he's on tour. Coming to a city near you.
Well, he goes on tour after you get the song, because if you come back and read the sign, it says "Gone on Tour."
Oh, does it? I thought you were trolling. That's so funny. I love this game. The developers of the original game were hilarious. There are Mario references riddled throughout this game. It was supposed to be a Link to the Past sequel.
Other games like Richard is from, I forget the name, For Whom the Frog Bell Tolls, I think it's called. Yeah. There's just tons of like inside Nintendo references. And by the way, if you can consider the rooster an item, he's the best item in the game, because he is genuinely absurdly broken. Like he has one sole purpose.
Rooster's
he has one sole purpose, which is to get the key for the 7th dungeon. Surely, this NPC with one purpose in the game is not going to be like extremely absurdly broken or anything, right? With such a limited scope on the use of this one thing. Surely he's not just going to let you, like, you know, climb up into the air for no reason or anything.
Surely speedrunners won't figure anything out about, you know, fake ladders in midair and doing it. Oh, the swag surf.
In the ghetto.
Yeah, the ghetto slide.
This is the 8th dungeon, not the 7th dungeon. We went to the 6th dungeon to the 8th dungeon by doing that, because you don't need the item of the 7th dungeon inside the 8th dungeon itself. You only need the mirror shield from the 7th dungeon to get to the 8th dungeon normally. But if you just do that, you don't need to go through the flame cave, as it's called, which is a cave with a flamethrower that you need to block with the mirror shield from the 7th dungeon. Do
Reenie,
one.
Reenie struggling to get the surf here in D6. She fell off.
Good turtle rock fight there. And BubbleBass. Heading into D8 now. Longest dungeon in the game. This is
Best dungeon in the game.
the
You're okay.
chronologically.
There you go.
The last dungeon. Very long, slow, boring dungeon here. Might as well,
Hey now.
take a load off. Go get some popcorn. BubbleBass is about to kill this blue Hinox, just carrying on.
Didn't get it
No
first try.
major
Commentator's
glitch or
curse.
anything.
Okay, Reenie, stay on the wall. Slide on in. There you go. That was scary, but you got it. All right, come on.
BubbleBass got one more try here.
Uh-oh.
So what he's trying to do here is a frame perfect trick called a Hinox warp. You take damage and get grabbed on the same frame. Yeah, Reenium.
Reenie playing it safe here. I respect it. Yeah, I respect it. Just get there. We go.
You take damage and get grabbed by the Hinox on the same frame, and it causes the game to update your coordinates while you're grabbed, which normally it doesn't.
Let's
and
go.
The game does not like it when Link's coordinates update while he's grabbed by the Hinox, and so you will teleport erratically around the dungeon extremely fast, and then when he throws you, you will get thrown from where you are in that moment, in this case, into the boss room. And then we just get the instrument, and we skip the dungeon.
Very convenient that the boss trigger does not start once you land in that room. You have to actually go through the door frame. So, you can just walk and grab it. It's honestly such a satisfying trick to get, especially first try.
Yeah, the crunchy noise it makes.
Oh, yeah. That's ASMR. That's Link's Awakening ASMR is getting D8.
ASMR.
Yeah. Now we get to do a really sick sequence. Probably my favorite sequence in the overworld.
All west to east sequence.
Yep.
Normally you can only go east to west, but right now BubbleBass is just going to go west to east instead through a series of out of bounds tricks. That should be good.
They're coming in handy again for no clipping through the floor.
You're not broken at all.
Not at all.
You can just
also
fly through the air.
Shout out to the end of the game with the egg. I did not think that would work. I didn't know you could get it from right there. That jump.
Yeah, you can just jump. You don't need a setup.
Well, I wouldn't even call it a setup. I just didn't know you could do it standing that far down. I usually do it a little north of that, but there's a really tall invisible wall right there, and BubbleBass just jumped over it. If you don't jump high enough, you won't get it.
Walls in the overworld are actually like 4 tiles high. They're really tall. Really and right here, this is the sole intended purpose for the rooster. Getting this key. That's all he is supposed to be used for.
But we're going to use him a little longer.
Yeah.
All right, Reenie about to go into the Smasher fight. Worst mini boss.
What?
I was waiting for a reaction.
You hate on. What's wrong with Smasher? It's such an interactive fight.
I don't know about that. I just think that it's always been a dull fight, and it's not as sick as the one in LADX.
Overrated.
One in LADX is so bad.
All of D6 is overrated. D6 isn't even my favorite dungeon. My favorite dungeon is D4. I like the water. Why. I like the theming. I like all the swag it has.
Lime said I remember my wrong opinions. Look, I probably don't like D6 just to be a hipster, but I genuinely think it's a little overrated. That's it. That's all. Not saying the music's bad. Nothing like that. But Yeah, so Reeni's doing the strat that I usually do, except I use boots.
Slow strat.
It's slow. Okay, I'll start doing the live strat.
Disgusting.
All right, D7. Another Hinox Warp
So-
coming up. This one is infinitely more annoying than D8, in my
It's
opinion.
a lot harder.
I'm a god at it, but it's still annoying. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, so that's going to be the end of the rooster assisting us, because after you get the instrument in this dungeon, he goes bye-bye. He goes and hangs out with the
Cuckoos?
I don't know. The cuckoo guy in the hen house.
Or Vittles guy.
No, what are you talking about?
I know that also. Yeah, I'm just saying things that trigger you. Papal, which is
His name
a sketchy
Paul. Dude, Paul, he's a Chad, okay?
name. He's a Chad.
Look at his
What?
hair. Look at his hair.
What about it? Oh, honestly, I kind of have Papal hair in real life. I'm just now realizing it.
He just has character. I love how you go talk to him in the beginning and he says, "Hey, look for me when I get lost in the mountains later." Not like if I get lost. No, like I am going to get lost and you're going to need to go rescue
This
me.
game's very hand-holdy and linear compared to a lot of Zeldas. So yeah, it's they sometimes tell you like you literally need to go to the desert. to get a
I
key.
think it's just like funny.
Yeah.
This game has a lot of funny dialogue.
All right, D7 setup.
Like the kids say, "Hey, press start to open the menu." How do I know that? I don't know. I'm just a kid.
That's literally the dialogue.
Yeah,
Oh.
they all end their advice with, "I don't know. I'm just a kid."
That's hilarious. Bubble missing the slash there in the D7.
Have you ever even played this game?
Not in English. Like I don't think really. I mean, I've played LADX in English, but I don't know. I just set it to Japanese when I first got it because I thought that'd be fastest, but it's not. You're more familiar with those frames. Is that instrument room?
I didn't see any flickers. I can't tell.
I saw
It might be
flickers.
because of the restream.
This
Yeah, that's I didn't see anything because I don't know what the hell frame this is. It's late, if anything, but this should still work.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so that's D7 skip. That all those bonks he was doing was to make his position precise down to the millionth place in Link's floating point decimal coordinates.
As
And
close
then,
as we can
because-
get to consistent.
Because you take damage before it from the Hinox's bomb to avoid the fireballs in the room. When you shoot the bomb arrow, take damage from its lingering explosion the first frame possible. So you can get a wide variety of frames that send you to different places for that skip. But there are 3 that are grouped together and they are preferable, and one of them is ideal and sends you straight to the instrument room. That room that he just got, I don't know what frame that was, but it was late outside of the normal 3. And so he's gonna have to fight people here.
No, I think maybe Bubble thought he had arrows equipped. He just tried to hookshot him.
Yeah, this ain't LABX. Hookshot does not do damage. The hookshot in the originals is so OP. It's just like a ranged sword. It obliterates everything it touches.
Yeah, it's so good. Rod too, but not in this game.
Yeah, I understand nerfing the hookshot, but the rod is a shame.
So yeah, the ideal frame you would get sends you straight to the instrument room, and you wouldn't even have to do this super slow and heavily RNG based fight.
There we go.
Reenie about to get worst song and continue on for Rooster.
Come on, man.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop trolling you. Grabbing the safety heart. A lot of hearts there. You actually don't need that many for the final fight. You need to tank some hits, yes, but you don't need that many.
You could have gotten the heart piece in the drop down. That refills your health.
Yeah, I guess maybe he just wants it for the safety of the final fight.
So that's the instrument room. D7 skip is more fickle than D8 skip because the nature of the boss room or boss area. Like in D8, you can just go into the boss room and then walk to the instrument, but D7 is laid out very strangely, and so you need to go directly to the instrument. There is no leeway.
No leeway. 0. I do not like D7 in both the way that
Yeah,
Bubble just completed it
I
or
like D7
normally.
casually.
I don't even like that. I like the idea of having to break pillars so that the level falls. That's cool in theory, but it's just annoying. So
He's
getting
hitting the heart keys, man.
for half a heart.
Gotta have
Hey.
that half a heart, just no risks taken.
I wanted to
Don't,
see some risk, some drama here, but
don't know what could happen in that angler fight. Dying to angler, very embarrassing. End your career right there.
it's happened, I'm sure.
But yeah, now BubbleBass is returning to D4, which he left earlier, so the ghost wouldn't spawn. Because if you go south of a certain point around Canalit Castle, the ghost will spawn. And so
You must complete that side
D5
quest.
and D6 are south of that point, so you go do D5 and D6 before you actually finish D4.
This is
Because
the
by now,
D4.
the only stuff we need to do left is north of the ghost spawn point.
This is the D4 pattern that is also affected by RNG manip that we were talking about earlier, just if anyone was curious.
Yeah. And there's an ultra convenient drop down outside of D7 that takes you straight to D4. So pretty ideal time to do it.
Okay, we didn't talk about it much before, but Reenie is about to set up for Flame Cave skip with the Rooster. This is a great skip. Again, Kincaid pointed out we don't need the Mirror Shield, which you would normally need.
Yeah, we walk right past the Mirror Shield in the 7th dungeon.
Yeah. So Reenie's just going to do an air climb on this ladder, which is a fundamental trick in this game that the Rooster allows, and jump on an invisible wall, one of the walls we were talking about earlier. Oh, like in the wall. Swag. Oh, that was weird. And then jump to this opening ledge.
Yeah. You can only stand briefly on the corner of the invisible wall. So the actual positioning is pretty precise. It's more of like a feel-based trick. There's not really any good indicator for like when to jump or when to throw the Rooster.
Backward spin slash on Angler feels bad.
Oh.
That's hard to watch.
Might actually die on Angler here, who knows?
There we go.
That jump before the boss, by the way, I love that jump because it's in the originals as well, except they moved the pots so that you couldn't just casually dash jump, but they also moved the pots in the same game that they made bombs destroy pots. So you can just bomb arrow the pots and then dash jump there. I think this one's named after Poseidon. No, Neptune. That must have been what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I think so. Although Poseidon, it could be somewhere else.
No, Neptune, because there's the Triton's horn and then this Neptune harp. That makes sense, because Triton's like the son of Neptune, isn't he? I don't know.
Oh, cool.
A little rusty on my mythology.
And I don't even know anything, so I'm not the guy to ask.
I learned all of it from SpongeBob, not even mine.
Davy Jones' locker. That's what I know. That's as far as I got.
Yeah, Poseidon and Neptune are the same thing, just like Greek and Roman.
Reenie having some difficulty with Flame Cave skip. This trick is also not easy.
Yeah, it's a hard trick. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'd say it's a medium difficulty trick if you're not practiced at it. Once you understand it, it's like not that bad.
Reenie actually just having issues getting the air climb right now. I think the nerves maybe getting to her a little bit because you just have
for the air climb.
Yeah, there she goes. You have to slightly tap forward, and it's easy to hit too far.
If you go too fast on that little hover forward that you do, you'll clip through the ground and just sort of stand in place. You need to go slow and then input forward again at the right time, and you'll climb the invisible ladder.
Yeah, she's going forward too far. And EDL pointing out here that nerves are real, especially for this game. The difficulty and the tricks and just the pressure of them, I totally can relate to. So like,
Yeah, Flame Cave Skip is a trick I've seen many people just like lose PBs on, just get stuck on for minutes because it's like I said, it's a very feel-based trick. You just have to practice, practice, practice until you get it down.
yeah, it's definitely one of those muscle memory tricks.
There's like a good visual indicator for when to jump off the invisible ladder, but everything after that, it's all just muscle memory.
Yeah, that's why it was hard to make like a tutorial for this trick, because it's really hard to explain the timing of jumping off of that invisible wall. You can't simply mash it. I mean, I guess some people do, but I honestly think it's easier to not mash.
I just time it, yeah.
Right, yeah. I think it's
you can buffer. You can like buffer jump in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
BubbleBass heading into the Windfish's egg. This is the maze we mentioned. You'll notice that because we don't have the magnifying lens, which is the final trade item and lets you read the path, it is dark and way cooler.
It's edgy. Let's get some love in the chat for Reenie. She'll get this trick. And then we'll be headed to D8. Hey, a little too far on the jump right. Again,
as I mentioned at the start, BubbleBass already knows the egg maze path because of the RNG manipulation. He's set it to a path that he has memorized. And he's going into the final fight here against Nightmare. Has, I forget how many phases. I know what all the phases are, but I forget how many there are.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Counting Deathel?
Yeah, 6 counting Deathel.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because you have the snake thing right before Deathel. I forget about that one a lot.
Nightmare Lanmola behaves nothing like actual Lanmola. This is Nightmare Zol. You have to powder it 3 times. And it dies.
Now we have Aghanim. Familiar face.
I always liked Aghanim being in Link's Awakening because chronologically, again, having trouble with that word, go me, takes place right after.
Canonically.
Game takes place right after Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Or A Link to the Past, I mean. Yeah. So I liked Aghanim and Ganon being in the game. It's a cool callback.
This next one's a guaranteed red orb.
Yeah. Unlike the originals, Aghanim cannot give you potentially infinite blue balls. He can only fire 3 of each ball in a row, and then he's guaranteed to fire the opposite. So the most blue balls you can get is 9, because the first shot he fires is always guaranteed to be a red ball. But after that, he can fire up to 3 blue balls before he fires another red.
Yeah,
I'm not counting how many he's getting here. I've lost track.
I'm not either. I'm a bad commentator. It was a lot. It wasn't great. It wasn't the worst, but it was.
I was over here commentating, not counting.
Oh, yeah, I should have been on the counting.
Missing the Moldorm.
You can spam this as a backup.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah. Ganon, he has so many hearts. This should not be a problem.
I hope not.
He did not get the Ganon quickest, super quicker kill that you can do, where you don't even like
that one's
clank on the trident.
Very hard to get.
Problem. Yeah, it's tight. Nightmare Lanmola taken care of. I've seen this like optimal strat where you kill like Nightmare Lanmola near the top of the room so that he takes less time to travel after you kill him. And I think I saw TGH doing it. This is Deathel, actually named Death Eye, but the capital I looks like a lowercase L, and so no one like knew that at all until this game came out, and nobody bothers calling him Death Eye anyways. You gotta shoot him 10 times with arrows. I think in the original it's like 16 or something. Like some weird number.
How is this Zelda Speedruns 2, but I ain't seen Zelda yet? Unfortunately, Zelda is nowhere to be found in this game.
Yeah, Zelda's on vacation.
Yeah. Alright, Reenie, you got this.
Yeah,
And
Zelda's
that's
mentioned once in the very start of the game. Marin says, like, huh, Zelda? No, my name's Marin.
Bubble
This
coming in with a 121.12. Very nice. GG's.
pretty nice time for a tournament. This game's pretty unique in that it has, like, very few of the traditional Zelda trappings. Like, there's no Triforce, there's no Hyrule, there's no Zelda.
Mm.
It only has, like, Link and dungeon items. Those like the only returning things, pretty much.
And then, of course, some enemies. And
Yeah, I always like the Zelda games that take place like outside of Hyrule, like this in the Oracle's games.
ooh, Oracle's remakes, please. Do you know how fast I would jump on that?
I want Grezzo to remake the Oracle games solely so that I can see if they fixed ladders or not, because ladders are positively atrocious in this game. Like, you would think that something
Yeah.
so simple, seemingly simple, would not be broken at all. But ladders, particularly when combined with the rooster, if Reenium can finish out Flame Cave Skip.
Hey, Bubble getting a PB. That was a PB for Bubble. Congrats. Yeah,
wow.
GG.
Tournament
Yeah, great run.
live in front of millions. I'm proud of you, BubbleBass.
All right, Reenium. Got this. Yeah, so this trick, basically, I guess we can go a little more in depth here. At the indicator that we talked about, the visual cue on the wall, where you jump off.
Back in the wall, and it lines up with the rooster's beak, roughly.
And when you jump off, you want to, and honestly, you can do multiple things. There are different strats, but I guess the widely accepted one is you want to jump up right and then hold right and then throw chicken, or sorry, rooster.
Yeah.
That was a sin. And then
don't know if you're going to be invited back for the next match after that slip up.
I don't deserve to after that. That was career ending, honestly. Yeah, I apologize to the community. But yeah, you want to jump forward once you get onto that corner. So it looks like, just trying to break this down here, Reenium's having some issues getting the air climb, but the time she has, I don't know if she's holding right after the up forward. Maybe she's throwing too early as well. I don't know.
From what I've seen, she's been throwing too early or just missing the jump off the ladder, like right there. You can go down right and then right. TGH goes down right and then right, but it's like a couple seconds slower because you kind of jitter on the wall.
Oh yeah, I tried to do that.
That's how I did it originally.
I just could not get it.
Dude, I remember when this trick was being found. Like, it was me, Tool, and like I think Temmie. We were all trying to be the first to get this, and I landed on the wall. And I fell off. I was like, no, I had it.
Then Tuval, like, right after.
5 minutes later, found it. I mean, he deserves the credit after all, because he's the one that even, like, started to do this.
Yeah. I was at work. I remember I was at work in a break room trying to get it, and I got it right after Tuval did, too.
Second man on the moon.
Yeah. Looks like
who discovered air climbing? It was I think it was
Flock
Jr. Yeah, long time Link's Awakening glitch hunter and community member.
Yeah, like
found
bomb clipping too, right?
I don't know if he found bomb clipping, but I consider air climbing to be like the most important discovery of the game.
Yes,
because hello.
Yo, yo.
Who are you?
That's BubbleBass.
Oh, I don't have Discord open, so I can't see. Oh, hey, BubbleBass.
Hello. Oh, close.
Congratulations on the PB.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Yeah, this is technically my PB since exactly a year ago. I got a 156.
Dang, you've been running this game for a long time. I didn't know you've been running it for that long.
Like I stopped running after I got that 156, but I did like 100% a few months ago. And then I decided to relearn 90% for the tournament, and it's been a lot of fun.
Man, that's why I've never seen you run. I was like, man, maybe maybe his account just isn't on the stream bot. No, been on a vacation. It seems.
Yeah, I think it's like the OG Villa skip just made like I hated it so much, so I stopped running. And then
The Tracy boosting one.
yeah,
Hey, at least we're not in the alternate timeline where for like 5 minutes we did Villa skip with like 3 foxes after Genie skip
yeah.
was discovered.
That was
Yeah.
trash. That was
And then
trash.
Temmie, thank the Lord, found the new Villa skip.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so you
do,
run
like-
100% bubble.
Yeah.
Nice. Best category.
What's your
True.
100% time?
It's a 426, but I forgot to include the home menu in my PB, so it's not on the boards.
Damn.
And,
4.
I
I don't know how
forgot
you
the
people run
shell
that.
in D7, so I lost 20 minutes in the last split because I was like going
Ooh.
all around the map trying to find it.
Oh damn.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
I ended up doing a rapid race like 10 more times for some reason. I think he was
Oh.
there.
So close, Reenie. She got on
you
the wall there.
You didn't know which shell you lost?
Yeah, I was like looking at an image on Google and it was just wrong. It just like had the wrong shell location. It's like showing an extra one for
I know
rapid race
exactly.
for some reason.
Which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, it's D7. What are we talking about?
I don't know how many people run 100%. It's so long.
So
It's
close.
I think Reenium's just throwing the rooster too early. Not quite on
yeah.
the corner of the wall yet.
100%
I can-
is great. It's just, yes, it's long. So if that's not your thing, then maybe it's not for you. But I just love getting to see all of the game. Like you go to the desert, you go to cool areas that you don't normally
tell
go
that
to.
to Goma's. Goma's still waiting for their all bosses category for their time to shine.
Oh,
Goma's
bosses,
can
let's
keep
go.
waiting. Goma's, it's just, some people are stars like Facade, some aren't. Goma's just don't have it.
Just don't have that X factor.
That X factor, that charm.
Pizzazz.
I'm super
I
glad I got
consider-
AK skip first try. That was like the thing I was most nervous about.
Yeah, that was hype. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I audibly was like, yes, when I got it.
I no offense, but I did not expect anyone to get angler key skip first try, like in a tournament setting, because that trick is so hard.
It is
Yeah.
really hard.
And
I was
especially
grinding it
very
out like
impressed
every single
got it
day.
first try. Yeah, I saw you practicing before the tournament started.
Mhm.
Paid off.
That was a big reliever. Like I was like, all right, I can like calm down now. Like
Yeah, you got the slime you'll skip first try as well, right?
yeah. And then I got the heart piece in the
Yeah,
like,
why
water.
did you get the heart piece in the drop down? That confused me.
I did it for fun. I was
for
like,
fun.
Yeah.
You
I
missed
was like,
out
well, it's
on
here.
like
Might as well get it.
a 10-second more PB.
Whatever. I did it for fun.
Gotta get the half heart assurance.
Yeah, shout out to Reenie being a warrior here,
Oh yeah, for sure.
wanting to get it. She'll get it. She'll get it. Hey, oh, the ghetto slide was imminent. You got the slide, right, Bubble?
Yeah, I got the slide.
Yeah.
The slide is pretty swag.
It is very swag.
So
It's a
right
hard
now, we are one step away. We have been for months from getting this rooster after the third dungeon, and it is so tantalizingly close. We only have to get inside the rooster statue, and we'd be able to get the rooster. Because after the third dungeon, we can go do the sign maze and get out of it through a series of cool tricks.
I think I've
Get
seen
into
the
the
hookshot list sign maze, which is really awesome.
It's so cool. I love it so much.
We
So
just
one
skip
of these-
hookshot entirely. It's not
We
good.
That's one possibility.
potentially because
Because I remember seeing that one clip of
if you had
Astronomus
early rooster,
skipping the hookshot to go to
the
D6.
only hookshot usage you would need to do would be in the one in D6.
Yeah. Right, I see the boss key.
Yeah. So yeah, one of these days we're gonna have early rooster. It is an inevitability. And we will have the rooster right after third dungeon.
And Hundo will be so sick. Routing
Dude, I have-
that is gonna be so fun.
I've had early rooster any percent routed out since like February. I don't even want to start thinking about 100%. Like I'll leave that to
I
Lion
do.
and other people.
Yeah, we should tell Lime. He's got it.
I'll partner with Lime and we'll
Honestly,
do it.
100% with the early rooster would be so sick, though.
Yeah, it would be so much faster. Like,
Can we just skip
send
the
them
whale in
route.
that case? We just like
Oh,
go over him.
Yeah, I know.
Fly to the
The
heavens.
Dongo skip needs the hook shot. Talking to EDL, but you can get on the wall and like get on the jump ledge. So I don't think just getting up the jump
Ooh.
ledge is like out of the question.
Yeah, it's
I
just
haven't
throwing
been
freely.
able to do it, but it definitely just seems possible. You can get very close. But you know, let's worry about crossing that bridge once we get to it. First order of business
True.
is getting into the rooster statue, and then fun. So simple, right? Just like get in.
Yeah.
Just get in. If only.
Anything else in your run that was stressful, Bubble?
I was definitely worried about D7 since I constantly get everything but punishment room.
You got a
But
pretty
I was
alright
happy to at least get
frame
like
on D7.
yeah, I got like
have no idea
the
what frame
room
it
near
is.
Goomba room, which is fine.
Yeah, that's.
I was
you know.
worried that that would be like ballroom for a second because it looks very similar. The frame.
Oh, so close, Reenie.
I actually have another question. So both you and Reenium did not go for a genie skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
What
just
did?
not practiced in it? You just didn't want to take
I
the
think I've
risk?
tried it once, and then I'm like, I don't think I really need it right now. But I think after this race, I'm definitely gonna grind it out and learn it. Because I'm going
it's a
against
pretty-
TGH next, so I kind of need time. all
He's
time so I can
definitely
get
going
it.
for
Oh,
it.
you
yeah.
are. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be going for genie skip.
Yeah.
I
I've seen
would
him
take
do it in his
pointers
practice
from
runs.
him. Yeah, he gets it like every time. He has this method for it, and it just works like every time. I would definitely take pointers from him for it.
This is. I hate this because I think right before the race or like yesterday, I was watching Reenie and she got it first try. It's just one of those things where you get stuck.
Every time I've seen Reenie get to
Just
Flame
one of
Case,
those
she's been
days.
nailing it. But
Yeah, exactly. ADL. Reenie's awesome. Check her out.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I enjoyed her stream. Watched her do a practice run a couple weeks ago.
She almost PB'd twice yesterday, I think.
Oh, that's high.
One died to Nightmare, like literally, I think in death.
Feels terrible.
Yeah.
I've been there. That really does suck. Oh! No! Stuck, yep.
Oh god. She's got this.
Grezzo giveth and Grezzo taketh, you know? What can you say? Patched it out. Mid-run.
They patched her console right before the race.
Do you remember when everyone was terrified of patches? When we started finding stuff, because everyone, when you share on Twitter, it defaults to hashtag
guys,
Nintendo Switch.
we're gonna show them everything. And then they release one patch and it fixes soft lock that none of us ever encountered.
What was the soft log it fixed?
Marin wouldn't leave the house. Like you would
That's awesome.
you would go pick up the sword and the owl wouldn't appear, and so Marin
Really?
would get the flag
I've
for
never
Marin
experienced
to leave
that.
The house would never be set, and the way they fixed it is just by moving the flag for Marin to leave the house from the owl cutscene to the sword.
Oh.
So theoretically, you should be able to skip the owl cutscene still, but nobody knows how it's done, and if it is possible, it might not even save time. It might involve like talking to everyone in town or something.
Well, unfortunately, we have another restream coming up in about 15 to 20 minutes, so we will have to wrap this one up right now. GG, well done. Bubble, we will be rating Reenium here in a moment, so head on over to...
through this
Yeah.
skip.
Admittedly, I wasn't able to watch a ton of this because I was watching another restream, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of this tournament, so... Looking forward. There's a race tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yes.
Jumps versus Birdman. That's the race
Gonna be
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I know.
Very high.
Lime and Tom are going to be commenting that one.
Very much looking forward to seeing that. Thank you very much, Nolan. Nolan and Kincaid. Thank you very much for doing comms today.
Of course.
Oh, yeah,
Appreciate
this was
having
a
both of you.
blast. I loved it.
So, and coming up here in about 15 to 20 minutes on this channel, we'll have the Ocarina of Time Rando NA weekly race. We also have a Wind Waker randomizer race going on in the main channel if you're interested. But again, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And until tomorrow, with more Link's Awakening Switch runs, we will see you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.